You're watching Mijas International. Good afternoon. And for the interview section today, my guest is Nami Haghighi, and he's a business consultant, mentor and coach at yourbusinessbuddy.biz, and he's a passion for helping businesses and especially helping businesses to grow and succeed. He started his own business over 30 years ago, and he's also the founder of Málaga Business Minds, a business support and networking group that meets on a regular basis in Malaga and online through Facebook and Meetup groups. And as far as I know, there's over 1,000 members, but it might be a lot more than that now. We'll find out from Nami. And pleased to welcome you back to the programme, Nami.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Yes, I think you have quite a few more than that now, don't you?
Yes, I think it's 1,500 last time I looked.
Yeah,
and
which
it's
is
growing
great.
all the time. Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
Delighted to have so many people.
Because Málaga Business Minds was started, was it 2 years ago?
Almost, yeah. May 2013, we had our first gathering, yes.
And why did you, I mean, you've come over to Spain, you've got 30, well, probably more than 30 years of experience behind you in your field. And why did you feel there was a need for Málaga Business Minds? Well,
when I started looking around 2010-11 around the coast, there wasn't very many. I couldn't find any networking groups that was focused on business. There were social networking groups and events going on, but there was nothing for business. And so waited around hoping for something to happen and so on, and nothing was happening. So just decided well, if there is something lacking, you can moan about it or you can get it started.
That's right. Yeah.
That's why I decided to start that and build a community where businesses could be supported, supporting each other, and also by bringing the experts from other places. Like we had a few of the guests on this program. From London, I brought experts to talk to our group, and also now more and more we're using our local experts here on the different areas that are of use and beneficial to the business owners, to actually bring them together to give talks, to give presentation, to also give them a more in-depth knowledge. Through workshops and also run mastermind groups, which these are all new things since the last time we spoke.
I know, we're going to talk about that in a minute. And as you say, you have quite a lot of events and workshops. Just give us some of the themes that have been happening in the last few months.
Yes, just the last one we had in February was around which one of the social media platforms are suitable for your business. Because we figured that a lot of the businesses who start up, they decide, yes, I have to be on social media. They go and join the different Facebook and Google Plus and LinkedIn, and then they don't know what to do or which ones are the right ones or how they should be communicating with their potential clients on those social medias. So we had Fiona Catchpowle to come and give us a talk around which one are the best ones to use. And 2015, for example, videos are going to be quite big. And who should be on LinkedIn and who should be on Facebook, etc.
Yeah, what works best for which business?
Absolutely.
Yes.
And also, then we'll be following up with a workshop in April, hopefully, as to how to generate content, how to communicate, how you have your voice heard, and how to promote your brand using the social media, because it's become quite strong. Much stronger than just having your own website, because these platforms already exist. They already have Google ranking. So, for example, myself, my LinkedIn and my Facebook rank a lot higher on a Google search than my own website.
All right.
So it's a much better way of being found if you're active on there and you're doing the right things. And another one we had in January, our monthly meetings, where we have an hour talk by an expert, followed by networking between the members. And the January talk was on SEO, search engine optimization. And our expert, Sonia Ingriselli, who actually lives in Mijas, she shared some of the tips and told people, made it very simple as to, because it's a very technical area. However, there are things that everybody can do. So she shared some of the 3 main points that we could do about link building and contents and also the keywords. And And just the next day, we had messages in the group, people saying, oh, I just used the tips learned last night, and I've gone from page 5 of Google to page 1 within a few days, which is incredible results. And that would cost normally a business hundreds of euros to achieve that result.
To be able to achieve it, yes.
They attended a free meeting, and a few hours later, by just spending a few minutes online, they managed to achieve that themselves.
That's good, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Very, very good.
It's very rewarding for them, for us, and also for the expert who manages, to reach people and tell them how simple things can be.
Yeah, that's good. Good news. And just thinking of today's market, I mean, what sort of challenges do you find that businesses are facing in today's market? I
think you will probably hear plenty of suggestions on the news as to what are the current challenges. But for me, there have always been the similar challenges as to a lot of the business owners, and I focus on the owners because they are the ones who are running the business. And a lot of them feel that if they work long hours and work harder and longer, they will achieve success. That's not really the way it works, unfortunately. The world has changed with the introduction of internet and social media. We have to reach people. And the way that you get new customers is by helping them to discover you, to get to know you, to trust you, to like you, to trust you, and then to work with you. So just starting a business and opening the doors and hoping you get lots of business, you be successful, no longer works. And people don't go onto Yellow Pages looking for services, they look for recommendations. So you'll have to be aware of that and see how you can actually build that into your social media by getting recommendations from your happy customers and where to put them and where people can find them and come across. And that way, these are the very simple steps that will help you, become more successful and get more clients. And as you know, I have coffee with people to help them with their business. And last year, 2014, I set out to have 100 coffees, and unfortunately, I only managed 99.
Oh, well, you nearly got there.
Number 100 came in January. But over and over again, the conversation that I discovered from the people I was in front of, their whole mindset was that if I work harder and longer, it should work. And by letting them know if they could be clear about their outcome, what it is they want to achieve, and also be more client-focused as to think about what the client is looking for, what are their pains, what are their challenges, and then what is the language they use. And using those three and making sure you end up in front of them using social media or your website, and then you can actually reach them. So some of the tips that I, for example, share, that one of them is, for example, what I call is the Amazon trick. And say, what's that? People say, what is that? So it's very simple. If you want to know what is the language that your people use, your potential clients, because it's not the same that you say what you want to say, you need to get the client to connect with what you're saying. So the best way to do that is go and find the best books in the area of your business. For example, if I'm a coach, I can go and get the top three best-selling business coach books out there, and not read the book, but actually go down below, look at the comments that people make about the book. And those are my potential clients.
Very clever, yes.
Because they're interested in the book. And then I can copy and paste those comments, put it into a Word document, and start looking through, and there will be certain phrases that keep repeating. So by highlighting those and actually use them in my communication back with them, what will happen is somebody lands on my website and actually reads what they've said, potentially. And they really immediately connect with you because this person gets me. Because you're speaking their language.
And just wouldn't have thought of doing that, would they?
Most people don't. And this is it. We only know what we know. And most business owners, they're great at what they do. Say if they're an architect or a jewelry designer or a hairdresser or a beautician, doesn't matter what business they're in. They've spent years learning their trade. They've studied for many years. They have years of experience. However, when I ask them, well, how much experience do you have in marketing? How many courses have you done on sales or finance or social media? The answer is zero. So it's really like, wanting to drive a car which needs to have 6 wheels, and you've got you know, flat on 5, flat tires on 5, and you have one of them, and you're wondering why you're not moving forward fast enough. It is because you just don't have everything in place. And it doesn't need to be, you don't need to have a university degree in all those areas, but you need to be friendly with them. You need to be not scared of them. Again, many people kind of avoid social media because they don't understand how it works.
It, but it's very powerful when used properly, isn't it?
Absolutely. And it is just letting them know how to use it. And there is information out there. You know, if you Google anything, you can find out how to do anything, whether it's a YouTube video on it or just Google blogs, etc. But most of the time, that doesn't actually refer to your specific needs or your specific business. They're general ideas and general content that can help you. However, what we do in Málaga Business Mind is actually very specifically relate them to your particular business. There is a chance you can actually ask questions, whether it's on our Facebook group or whether at the events. So you can ask your specific question and say, I have this particular problem. How do I solve that? And you can't do that with a book or a video or online.
Online, no.
And also with the coffees as well.
Yes, because it's one-on-one, isn't it?
Yes, they can ask any question they like, and I will genuinely help them or put them in touch with somebody who can and help them move forward. And we get great feedback from our from group members who just delighted to be able to have this facility to be able to
it's like
help.
Just helping putting another piece of the jigsaw into the links, isn't it? You know, you're sort of like building all these links around you and support.
This is it. This is it. It's actually about support as well, and getting clarity around who you are, what you stand for, what it is that you offer, and be able to communicate that confidently, authentically with people, and then people will get you, and then you will get clients who will stay with you, customers who will come back over and over again because they like you as a person. And you know what it's like yourself. If you go into business, it could be the biggest, most famous business on the coast, but if you don't get the treatment and people don't communicate with you well, the likelihood is you're not going to go back there again.
No, that's right. And there's plenty to choose from in
Absolutely. There's lots of competition, but you can get ahead of the competition by just doing the right things in the right order. And they're very, very simple. It's just we have not had, as business owners, we've never had education around it. We've been focused on being a good architect, but that's just not enough.
No, it's not. No.
How will people know you are the best ones for them? So you need to be able to communicate and connect with them, and also get ahead of the competition by getting into their mailbox, their email box, and to get in front of them as often as possible, and in the way that you can communicate with them.
Now, as you say, you do the workshops and you do the coffee as well, but just recently you had something that's a new initiative, and that was a Mastermind group. Now I'll let you explain to us what's behind that and how that works.
Yes, when we started, as you say, that we only had the monthly meetings where we had 1 hour of information delivered plus networking, and then we encourage people to network well. And then after that, we also introduced, have a coffee with Nami. And then some of the topics like marketing, SEO, we had various topics where people were interested to get more in depth, so we organized the workshops. And those are one-day workshops where people actually learn more information. They're all very affordable, very hands-on. So when they walk away, they learn so much. And this year, I decided to introduce something which benefited me most in building my business, which is a mastermind group. Basically, it's a group of a limited number of people, 8 to 10 people, who were invited to get together, work together. They all come from different businesses. And for 1 year, they commit to work together. And what I do is I have 3 different full-day workshops, if you like, where I deliver content about how they can improve their business, various areas of business. But we start with getting clarity and getting to know yourself better and how you communicate. And then we go on to looking at more details about what is the big picture for you. It's not all about just going to work, making money, coming home, eating, going to sleep. Life is a little bit more to it than that. Yeah. But what is that for you? And if once they actually know what is the big picture for them, it gives them motivation, it gives them drive, and it gets them to move towards something which is bigger than themselves. So a lot of the fears and the uncertainties they have around themselves, their abilities, am I good enough? All of that kind of starts having less effect on them because they're looking at a bigger cause.
Picture, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So the Mastermind helps because we're actually meeting regularly. So every month we have a meeting where the members come together. And during that meeting, we share our successes for the last month. We also share our challenges, how we can help, what help we need to move forward, and also what we commit to for the next month. And that's another point where it can be very helpful when you're accountable, because most small business owners are not accountable to anybody but themselves. That's why their discipline goes out the window. That's why the consistency leaves. And also they feel it's a very lonely place to be working from home sometimes behind the desk when you're used to working in an office with lots of life around you.
And different ideas, and people bounce off each other.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So this brings it all together. And also between the meetings, we have like suggested book reading. We have a group on Facebook where people can put up questions and suggestions and what might be of interest. For example, the last meeting we had on 2 days ago, people were able to say, well, I want to actually improve my LinkedIn profile, but I'm not sure where to get started. Somebody in the room has actually been there before you, so they can say, oh, I've got this.
And I've done this, and that worked for me.
Absolutely, so they can share that with them. And also what we have is, and we can move forward. My CV needs updating, and what is the latest thing on the CV, for example. And somebody says, well, I just paid a professional to do that for me, for example, and I can share that information with you. And then from each meeting to the next, they buddy up with somebody in the room. So those two will be in contact with each other as often as they like to just take one particular area, and they help each other move that forward. It's been great. Actually, we started in January, the first group. We started in January, and already everybody's got so much more results. Some of the plans they've had for months and months, some of them years, they're actually getting forward.
To grips with it and going forward.
They're moving forward, yes, because they have accountability, they have somebody to help them, they have a group of people who care, and they also have my support as well to be able to sit down with them and say, did you mean to do this? Well, how about doing this, doing it this way?
Look at it this way.
And anybody I have as contact, connections, then they're made available to my Mastermind group members. And also we have a co-working space now in Malaga where the members are encouraged, if they want to come there 1 or 2 days a week and work from there. And the buzz has been great, and everybody helping each other. And one of our members was sitting there doing a landing page for their website, and he was teaching himself, except it took him hours. And then next to them was a web designer. So show me that. 5 minutes later, he was done.
Yeah,
and it taken months to get to that place.
To get that point, yes. Yeah, it makes a big difference.
It is. It is. It's, for me, it was great to move my business forward because you're no longer on your own. You're actually got a team around you, and everybody's focus and aim is to make your business more successful. And that whole ethos is just unheard of out there, where now we've got a family.
Yeah. What a shame that doesn't go further out, from country to country. And
it will. It will. But we all have to start where we can.
Yeah, we have to start.
We have.
In Spanish, it's poco a poco, isn't it?
This is it, yes.
Bit by bit.
Exactly. We've taken, as you can see, from one service that we were offering, the business community in Malaga with 0 members, with, the first event now, almost 2 years later, 1,500 members. We have about 25 events now under our belt, and we have 5 different services,
to be able to offer,
to offer business owners, and most of them, totally affordable. The coffee with me, for example, is free. Our monthly meetings were free up to last month, but we now have the hotel is now charging us for the room. I managed to negotiate a free room with a hotel for a whole year.
That was excellent.
It was. But if you ask, you get.
Yeah.
This is it. To know what you can, it's actually being able to show a win-win-win situation.
Yeah.
So the hotel wins because, we bring
introduce new clients,
Yes,
the prospective other clients, from them as well.
Well, over the 2 years, we've had 1,000 people almost visiting our events. So those are, most of those people who had never been to that hotel didn't know it existed. So they like the place, they'll come back, they bring their friends, etc. So for the hotel wins that way. For us, we get a place to hold our event. And, for the community, is they were able to attend our events for almost 2 years, absolutely free of charge. But now there's only a small charge, €7, just to cover the cost of the room. Still, everything else we do is really sponsored by myself. And we will continue having our monthly meetings. And every month we'll be having more and more workshops on demand. As people ask for it, and they'll be put in place. They will be put in place to serve them, really. We are there to serve the business community. And there is no charge for the membership to our group. And I would encourage everybody to have a coffee with Nami and see how I can help them.
And also you do have a free guide, don't you, which is get clear, get focused, get results.
That's right, yes. That's free downloadable from my website. And as I mentioned earlier, a lot of people don't have clarity as to exactly what it is that they're doing, and they can't communicate that well. No wonder people don't get them, and they don't follow them, they don't become clients, customers. We need to do as much as possible to help people know exactly what we do, especially these days when you get all these wonderful and strange company names, business names, that you cannot figure out what it is they do.
What they can offer or what the product is.
Every time I go on internet, I find new platforms and websites with really wacky names, and I'm thinking, who came up with that name and what does it mean? So it's really important, that people get to know, memorable. They can get to know what it is you're about, and also if they like it, they will tell others about it. So you can use that word of mouth and get out there. Creating clarity is very important, and then once you have that clarity, focus on who is your market, where are the potential clients, how you can reach them, and once you get in front of them, then you need to communicate very clearly what it is you do, but in their language, addressing their pain and challenges, as opposed to talking about the features. You get that a lot about, as a list of things I do and I provide. And I'm, a lot of clients or potential customers standing there thinking, so what? Talk about me. We are the most important person in our lives. That's why everybody's delighted when you use their name over and over again, because that's the most important word in the world. So it's using a little bit of psychology, a little bit of coaching, marketing, bringing all that together to attract customers and clients, but only the ones who are interested in your business. And that's another mistake.
And that can use your,
That's another mistake a lot of business people make. They say, I want everybody as my client. Well, you can't reach everybody unless you have a huge budget and advertise with, television channels, etc. And most small businesses don't have that budget.
No, they don't. No.
So figure out who your clients are. Is it women between the ages of 30 and 40? Is it, men in the retirement age? You can figure it out. You can. All you need to do is look back and say who's bought from you before.
That's right. Yes.
And only certain people will be interested. If you're selling children's products, well, not everybody's going to be interested in that. It's only the people who just had a child, for example, in the last 6 months. So it's doing a little bit of background work, but once you know who they are, then you can, you have a much better chance of connecting with them and having them as your customer.
Oh, thanks very much.
My pleasure.
Thank you. And just very quickly, you're going to have Thursday, 26th of March, an experts clinic, but they can get the details off the internet, can't they?
Yes, or our group, or you can just email me.
Lovely. That's great. Thanks very much, Nami.
Thank you very much, Karen.
Thank you.